So I was all ready to put up the tree because I'm already behind. You know, where I come from, you have this tree up for Thanksgiving, and we are well after Thanksgiving. So you see, I have my ornaments from last year, I got my lights, my garland, my Noel ornaments, hooks. This is a 4 foot spruce, I think. Yeah, Lakewood spruce. And my husband got this for me from Michael's last year. But I opened it up and I only have two of these. And you would think it's super simple to buy a replacement, but the replacements are either too expensive or they arrive like after Christmas. And I have an idea, and I think it may work because this is a small tree, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, beautiful people, I have looked all over for the third leg for this Christmas tree, and I shouldn't have to look all over because I put them in a bag that zipped, so I don't have a clue where it is. Now, I want to say this up front. Do not try this at home if you have a big tree. I have a small tree, and because I still have two legs, I think I may be able to get away with doing this. So I just have a piece of cardboard, and I'm going to trace this twice and cut it out. If you have wood, obviously wood would work even better than using this. But because, like I said, because I have the two legs already, I feel kind of safe. And because I have a small tree, and the ornaments and things that I'm using are not heavy. So I'm going to use scissors. I do have an X-Acto knife, but I don't want to pull it out and get myself my mat. So I'm just going to cut this. And this is probably not the best way to do it, but I just want to get the tree up. I'm working from home today, and I want to get the tree up before I go back to work. So I can feel accomplished. Feel like I've done something with the weekend and my day, my work from home day. So, and I gotta figure out how to get this rig to rise above this table a little bit more so you can see everything that I'm doing. I mean, it's self-explanatory. Like I said, I'll cut a piece, and now I'm going to trace this one more time, and I'm going to just like I have two pieces. Like I said, if you have wood, this would be so much better. Um, I did go to Michael's yesterday just to see if they had replacement pieces, and of course they did not. They did not have the legs, um, and I just can't see myself spending $15-$20 to buy pieces for this. Well, because especially because I only need one. That's the thing. If I needed more than one, I would go ahead and do it. But then the other problem ends up being the timing of the arrival. I went on Walmart, and I think I told you before that they have the arrival date being between the 28th and the 2nd of January. So that's not going to help me. And I hate cutting cardboard. I need one of those, uh, what is it, the electric cutters, maybe, trimmers. I've seen ads for them, and every time I see somebody using one, I think I want one, but I'm trying not to just buy more stuff. I want to use what I have. Okay, so these are very rough cuts, and I'm just going to use my Elmer's glue wall and you can use your glue gun or a Gorilla Glue. I do have that, but I you know, when it's paper, I actually love, hold on, I forgot to do something. I don't know if that helps. Okay, I'm almost done, and then turning on a light. But I have other lights on the table too, so I'm just gonna put glue all over this, and like I said, you can use any strong glue that you prefer. My husband and I get into it about Elmer's glue. He finds it so funny that I use it for serious things because he doesn't think it's strong enough. But I told him it's not school glue. It's actually glue all, which is very strong. It has on here for household repairs, craft projects, and more. It says extra strong formula, and I have found that I've glued things years ago and still have them, and they are still together. Now, uh, I'm going to put a few clips on here. Just a few clips, and I saved these off of my old steamer, the one that stopped working. If you remember that video about me tracking down my new steamer when it was delivered to the wrong address. So I'm just gonna, like I said, clamp this down, and then after I clamp it down, I'll let it sit for maybe 20 minutes. It shouldn't take that long. And then my plan is to put a little bit of tape on it, and I might use duct tape. Duct tape, I just thought about it. I have some duct tape that might work. So I'll come back in about 20 minutes, as you know, we'll check the progress. Okay, I'm actually back before the 20 minutes is up because I have another idea that I think can make this stronger. Okay, so I need this thin right here so that it can slip into the little slot for the tree. But the rest of it doesn't have to be thin. So I'm going to kind of bulk this up with some more pieces of cardboard, but I'm going to cut it off and leave this part where I can kind of slip it in like here. Like you see, like that. So I need that part, this part to be thin. But the rest, I can bulk up as much as I want. And then of course my Christmas tree skirt is going to hide a lot of, I can't tell, am I recording? Oh, this rig. Okay, it is. All right, y'all. Bear with me. Okay, so I've already cut some pieces. And like I said, I'm just going to cut off the little tip like that. And I'm just going to add more glue. And you could be working on something really fancy, or you could be working on something simple like this. And I find this type of thing really soothing and calming, uh, gluing things. And I don't know if that has something to do with, when I was little and, it was art time, craft time in school, but it doesn't even have to be something fancy. It could just be something simple like this. And I enjoy it. I'm going to cut a piece off. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. And then, of course, if you don't have clips, you can just put a book or something on it, or, a can, of tomato sauce, or a can of corn or something on it to weigh it down so that it stays in place. Like I said, this is not anything fancy or really complicated, but okay, so I want to add the other piece to the other side. So I cut a little piece off, like I said, because we just want this little part will slide up into the slot, and the other parts are just to bulk it up, bulk that leg up to hold the tree. Um, up. And I just need it to work until the top of the year. All right. Let's see. Okay. And my last piece, I think, if I feel like when I put the tree up, it doesn't do what I need to do, then I can always add a few more pieces. So I'll put my clips back on. Now this is I don't know. Let's see. Since it's wider now, I think it should still be good. And now we'll start our 20 minutes. So like I said, I've just clipped it. So that's 1, 2, 3. I think it's 5 pieces of cardboard. And I'm sure there's plenty of other ways, neater ways to get this done. But this is what we have for now. And like I said, I'll come back and finish it up. And then I will show you the finished product, finished results when I have this and my tree is standing upright. Okay, so this has been way longer than 20 minutes. So this should be dry. I can tell it feels hard, and I'm just going to cover it with my pink duct tape. And so this is not pretty, but the test is whether or not it works. That's all I'm concerned about right now, is will it hold up? Okay. Oh, hold on. Will it hold that tree up? Very crude, very rough, but like I said, I'm only concerned about it getting the job done. Okay, so before I go to try this on the tree, I am going to clean my scissors. These scissors I have scissors for everything. I only use these scissors for paper and tape. So I'm going to get a little Goo Gone just to wipe off the blades of these scissors, because, and these are, I think, just some Dollar Tree scissors that I use just for cutting paper, and as you saw, the cardboard and things like that. I have other scissors that I only use for my fabric, to keep those in pristine condition. So if something happens to these, it's no big loss, but I still try to keep them in decent shape. All right. Okay, y'all, here is the moment of truth. I'm going to put these legs on, and I think I'm still going to order the other leg. There's some on Walmart that aren't that expensive, but like I said, it's going to take a long time to get here, but I need this now because Christmas is next week. And okay, so we have 2 on, and now I'm going to put I covered it, this little end up with tape, and I felt like it needed to be rough, otherwise it's going to be too slippery in there. So I pulled back the tape and removed it from the end part. So I'm going to put that in, and then I have some tape. I'm going to secure it. Like I said, I don't want it to be pretty, but I need it to work. I need it to stand and last until top of the year. And definitely before I put any ornaments on here, I just want to make sure it's secure. All right, let's see. Okay, let me see. Can you all see that? All right, it's standing. Let me put the top on. Okay, and then I'll decorate it and maybe do a picture. But it looks pretty good to me. It's standing, and that was the goal. Alright, so I decorated the tree and I'm happy, and so it was well worth the little DIY earlier to get it done so that it's standing up. And as long as nobody adds anything heavy to the tree, I think we shall be okay. A little star.